Hello everyone, this is Olivia Burnett with an important message regarding the Abraham Accords. Abraham Accords will be the thing that brings the government down. I am a prophet apostle of the Most High. Most recently there was a document signed by the United States President, the United Arab Emirates, and the Israeli Prime Minister to force the people basically to coexist so that the Israeli government and other governments can bring about a one world order. This document was written by Israeli government, the people who are in Jacob's place today. Is the offspring of Edom, the unpromised and rebellious brother of Jacob, in which God said in Malachi 3:1, he hated. Edom, you will get your punishment. No matter how hard you try to resist it, you will reap fully. This is the false Israel. This nation are of the synagogue of Satan, the fake Jews, as described in Revelation 2:9, and the world will know it. And even Gentiles, whom you Edomites rely to execute your orders, will be rid of you, such gruesome people. Once they all find out the truth of who you are, and the world will no longer be under your control. Then shall there be peace everywhere we go, but there cannot be peace lest God reigns, and there will not be peace until God reigns, that peace through true Israel. Nevertheless, there will only be peace for so long as God rains it down. For the wrath of Yah, meaning God, must still come down upon the earth. But now there must be peace because God has revealed who true Israel is. Israel is the head of all nations, just as God has promised in Deuteronomy 28:13. But we know the frauds and impostors by those who are in Israel's place now, because they come from the unpromised child Esau, not the promised child Jacob, because they promote fraud and corruption. By signing this peace treaty of acceptance of these impostors, they are trying to get the world to accept them as the true seed of Abraham. And though they are rightfully of that seed of Abraham, they are not the promised son of covenant, but rather impostors of a stolen history. Signing this treaty pushes their agenda of false peace, accepting them as the true people of Israel, and an agenda of the one world order they have been trying to push for years. In America, this treaty promotes the discarding of our First Amendment right. Amendment 1 states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for the redress of grievances. If under this peace agreement of coexistence, I am forced to accept and to tolerate others' religions, which according to the First Amendment law is supposed to make no respecting establishment of religion, which means they cannot tell me what to believe or what I should accept or what I should tolerate. Accepting all other religions takes away my amendment right of simply being a Christian, especially me being a Hebrew descendant from the tribe of Judah. And if I were to speak out against what is wrong according to the Bible, that would be taken away from me under this Abraham Accord agreement, which discards my freedom of speech. America, you are under the rule of this false Edomite Israeli occult nation through the CIA, the Feds, which is nothing but a big bank, and through the CFR, which is its overseers, our family, the Rothschilds, or known as the Rockefellers. This false Israeli government pushes lies through TV and the internet to stir you up to be against nations you truly know nothing about. We are made blinded through entertainment, through our schools, and much of the affairs of the state, which we the people have no right to. This is beginning to be a lazy country. Even coming to the knowledge of truth, we do nothing about anything. The American people, are not allowing you're not allowing your voice to be heard to the true matters at hand, but rather to distractions. You know nothing that is going on, and we are not a united people, and we have no such voice, nor are we trying to have a voice about the right things, such as regarding the control of this false nation of Edomites. But rest assured, the Most High has a plan, and He will restore true Israel and the church. Though you have sat us down through vain philosophies and false teaching from those of your seminaries, we know the truth, and many of us stand against you, false Edomite Israeli nation. This false Edomite Israeli nation is the head over nations. They need the cooperation of the Middle East in order to promote their agenda. As a prophet of the Most High and true descendant of Israel from the tribe of Judah, you, Middle Eastern government, needs to overthrow those of the Israeli government and break all ties with this false Edomite Israeli government. If they print your money, pay them back their interest, and do not allow them to run your country. Do not give sentiment unto them and their smooth speech. Pay them back and overthrow this beast by getting their hands out of your affairs. Have nothing to do with them and their lies. They are not Israel. We are Israel, and we will bless you in Jesus' name. You have let them in entirely too much. Palestine, as many children that be of God, I respectfully implore that you rest. Once you begin to see the true nation of God begin to come up, Israel begins to rise up. Your people whom have been fighting need rest, so that when you rest, you may rest from the anger and hatred you have over the fake Jews in Israel. This anger may be released of you in rest. In your rest of no longer bombing and laboring against this false Israeli nation, you will be strong and fully equipped to win every battle against you by them. These are the words of the Most High. Do not attack. Once true Israel is up, prepare yourselves in rest, and join yourselves back unto your wives. There are cries of weeping and wailing from them before the Most High. Know, nations of the earth, that this false Edomite Israeli government have never been for a means to fight other nations, but have always gotten other nations to fight the battle for them, because of their control over these nations through Satan, the devil himself. Ever since this treaty, they have bombed parts of Gaza to get you, Middle Eastern country, under control, to submit to their authority, and you have sold yourselves out. By entreating into such a treaty, it gives them leeway to attack you, but know that this will not prevail against you. You will win every fight against them in Jesus' name. As I stated before, they hire other nations to go to war for them, in which this America, they hire America, which is why some of you in the Middle Eastern countries hate America. Though I personally will do my best through ministry, try and convince the American people that you, the Middle Eastern people, are not terrorists, and will shed light on who the real terrorists are by telling the truth, and for us not to fear you and to look at your people shamefully. Please find it within yourselves to forgive us and turn to your faith. I implore you, Middle Eastern countries, that will not stand with this false Israeli nation, to be strategic. Strategize your counsel, and do not accept bribes from the enemy. I do not acclaim myself to know fully what this false nation of Israel has done to you, nor do I know all of the treaties, governments, or decisions made regarding these countries. I also do not acclaim to know everything going on separately in these countries, nor how these countries are ran. But based on the knowledge I do have from the Most High regarding this treaty, I know that what I am saying is the answer. I get this from the Most High. Stand united. Where is your faith? You are stronger than they are, and have a larger people than they do. Do not allow them to control you. This I say to the United States also. You will come to understanding in time. This false Edomite Israeli people want you to be in acceptance of them and and intolerance of them. And I, as a United States American citizen, and as a Hebrew, a descendant of my forefather Israel, through the proof of my DNA, say no. I will not tolerate your perjury. No, I will not coexist. Yes, I will speak out against you and everything that is false, because that is my First Amendment right. And true Israel will soon rise to reclaim what is ours, without war, but through peace and by telling the truth. And we will again have our own communities, starting in the U.S., not having to coexist with others, because we don't have to if we don't want to. And that is our right. Your leader is the adversary, called the devil. No Abraham Accord. No Abraham Accord. Thank you.